Last week, we shadowed a speech by the very famous Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Not many know that he was a good friend of Vietnamese Buddhist and scholar, the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh. And so I thought to balance our discussion last week, shadowing Martin Luther King, that this time we would try shadowing this world-famous Buddhist leader as he discusses nirvana. We'll try this step by step, and then at the end, we will say the whole thing in natural English. Are you ready? In Buddhism, we speak of nirvana, which is the cessation of all suffering. Yet it means the cessation, the extinction of all suffering, avidya, misunderstanding, and that is why the practice of meditation, the practice of looking deeply, removes wrong perceptions from us. If we are able to remove our wrong perceptions, we will be able to be free from the afflictions and sufferings that always arise from wrong perceptions. You have wrong perceptions about yourself, and others have wrong perceptions about themselves and you. And that is the cause of fear, of violence, of hatred. Trying to remove wrong perceptions is the only way to peace. And that is why nirvana is the removal of wrong perceptions. And when you remove wrong perceptions, you remove the suffering. And to meditate deeply, you find out that even ideas like being and non-being birth and death, coming and going, are wrong ideas. If you can touch reality in depth, you realize that suchness, the basis of reality, is free from birth, from death, from coming, from going, from being, from non-being. When you look at a cloud, you think that the cloud is a being. And later on, when the cloud becomes rain, you don't see the cloud anymore. You may say, the cloud is not there. And then you describe the cloud as non-being. But if you look deeply, you can see the cloud in the rain. And that is why it is impossible for the cloud to die. The cloud can become rain, snow, or ice. But the cloud cannot become nothing. That is why the notion of death cannot be applied to reality. And the Buddha did not die. He continues in his Sangha, in his Dharma. And you can touch the Buddha in the here and the now. Fear is removed and non-fear is the foundation of great happiness. Nirvana is not something you get in the future. Nirvana can be translated as freedom from views. And in Buddhism, all views are wrong views. In Buddhism, we speak of nirvana, which is the cessation of all suffering. Yet it means the cessation, the extinction of all suffering, avidya, misunderstanding, and that is why the practice of meditation, the practice of looking deeply, removes wrong perceptions from us. If we are able to remove our wrong perceptions, we will be able to be free from the afflictions and sufferings that always arise from wrong perceptions. You have wrong perceptions about yourself, and others have wrong perceptions about themselves and you. And that is the cause of fear, of violence, of hatred. Trying to remove wrong perceptions is the only way to peace. And that is why nirvana is the removal of wrong perceptions. And when you remove wrong perceptions, you remove the suffering. And to meditate deeply, you find out that even ideas like being and non-being, birth and death, coming and going are wrong ideas. If you can touch reality in depth, you realize that suchness, the basis of reality, is free from birth, from death, from coming, from going, from being, from non-being. When you look at a cloud, you think that the cloud is a being. And later on, when the cloud becomes rain, you don't see the cloud anymore. You may say, the cloud is not there. And then you describe the cloud as non-being. But if you look deeply, you can see the cloud in the rain. And that is why it is impossible for the cloud to die. The cloud can become rain, snow, or ice, but the cloud cannot become nothing. That is why the notion of death cannot be applied to reality. And the Buddha did not die. He continues in his Sangha, in his Dharma, and you can touch the Buddha in the here and the now. Fear is removed and non-fear is the foundation of great happiness. Nirvana is not something you get in the future. Nirvana can be translated as freedom from views. And in Buddhism, all views are wrong views. Congratulations.